Hey guys, so we're back for another kind of quickie review thing, but this time we're not talking about anime. No. This time we're talking about something called Ryusoulger. So just to put it out there, this is the latest Sentai that's currently airing. It's about to end. I think the last episode is going to actually be airing this week or next week or something. And the new the Sentai, which is Kira Major, I think it's Kira Major, but anyway, Kira Major is going to be airing the next week after Ryusoulger ends. And now, see, here's the thing. I'm not caught up with Ryusoulger. This isn't going to be a review of the overall series. Not yet. We're not. I'm watching this with a friend, and we are not nearly close to the end. We're on episode, roughly, I think it's about 13 or 14. And the reason I'm talking about this right now is because we're about to enter the Extra Rider, or the Sixth Ranger, pretty much. The Sixth Ranger, if you don't know, for these kinds of shows, Super Sentai, which is pretty much it's Power Rangers, is what Power Rangers was adapted from. In Sentai, there's something known as like the Sixth Ranger, which really is just around episode 20-ish. It's not always then, but roughly around episode 20, you're going to get another character most of the time who joins the group, and that's called the Sixth Ranger. Even if there's only like 3 members of your team, and it's actually a 4th person, we just call it the Sixth Ranger, just because like the original and everything, like Sixth Ranger. So the Sixth Ranger's joining, and I don't know what his name is or what is, because we have like Ryusoul Blue. I think he's like Ryusoul Gold or something like that. I don't know shit about him, but I'm talking about him now because usually there's a small shift for a little while in the dynamic of the show once an extra person's introduced. I'm a little worried though because the show hasn't really had enough time to properly set up its characters as they were before introducing this character, and also episode like 14 or 15 is still pretty early to be getting another Ranger. I mean, admittedly, it's only a little bit early, but still, I'm thinking of shows that came in not in the later 20s, but like maybe the mid-20s or like the early 20s, but this is more like the early teens. And it's like, to be honest, this review is more like, I just don't think Ryusoulger's good. I've watched 13 episodes, and I honestly think it's kind of terrible. And I think the reason it's terrible is because I watched the first episode when it aired, and I'm pretty sure I actually watched the second and third episode too, like as it was coming out weekly. But the reason I stopped watching is because I don't think this show really knows what it wants to be. Spoilers for the first few episodes. I'm not going to spoil really too much beyond that because I can't. But in the first episode, there's like deaths. In the first episode, these characters are like Ryusoul Knights. They're from the like Ryusoul tribe, and it's a tribe of people, and they like protect the earth and everything, and like they can live hundreds of years. Like we meet a character much later that has lived for hundreds of years. Theoretically, I think they even mention our main characters have even lived for at least a couple hundred years. And so we meet these knights, and they're being trained by their masters or their mentors. You know, the original like Master Pink, Master Blue, Master Red, whatever. And in the show, in the first episode, Blue, Pink, and Red's masters die. Red dies in a different way than the other two, but they all die, and the main characters have to take up the mantle of being Ryusoul Knights, and they become the Ryusoulgers. And like, it's dark enough. There's some kind of comedic moments with like 1 or 2 characters or 1 or 2 scenes, but generally speaking, but they're also, even serious Sentai tend to have those moments. So like, I thought that set that this was going to be maybe not like a super serious Sentai, but like the tone wouldn't be overly comedic, right? And I saw some people mirror my sentiments on Twitter that the day I watched it, and that doesn't really mean anything, right? Like, just because I myself and like several other people think something doesn't mean it's gonna happen, clearly. But within the next few episodes, it was like really, really comedic. Now, what's not comedic is, when Blue and Green get introduced and they have their method of fighting the monsters because of, certain reasons. People are dying, and they're dying because of the monsters, and that's not funny, and that's not the part they play for laughs. What they play for laughs is like anything else they can get their hands on. We very early on have an episode where it's like, oh, there's a monster that can make you, whatever you want will appear, but it's always like an abundance of it. So, it's like, be careful what you wish for, or there can be too much of a good thing. It's like that, right? So Pink's whole characterization is like, she's kind of strong sometimes. People underestimate her, and she really likes meat and like barbecued meat. Whoa, that's like her whole thing in 13 I don't know shit about Melt. He's smart, but not as smart as everyone thinks he is, maybe. Green, I don't know. He's like, defers to his brother, doesn't hurt people anymore. His brother Bamba is still very silent, but he's kind of my favorite character. Red's just, I don't even want to go into Red territory. Red is like the most stereotypical Red character if you watch Sentai or Power Rangers. Super, mostly with Sentai, very typical Red Ranger. Very typical. And I'm watching this and it felt like, and one of the things that really messes me up is that we could have like serious situations, but the dinosaur, especially because of like Ryusoulgers, now I kind of like Ryusoulgers, but especially because of Ryusoulgers, they have to make the dinosaurs and the dinosaur abilities sound fucking stupid. So like, for instance, there'll be like the smelling soul, and the smelling soul will be a dinosaur that has like a good sense of smell or whatever, and it'll make it so that they can have a better sense of smell. Very simple. Just like Vision Soul, like, makes their vision sharper and better and whatever. But the way it is, they'll be like, it's like, kaboom! Vision Soul. And, or in this case, it'll be like, Smell Soul. And then it'll make like, kin, you know, it's like, kin, which can be like this, the onomatopoeia for smelling, like, kin, like you see it in manga and stuff. Or if it's the Vision Soul, it's like, ski, and it just sounds so stupid. Like, it genuinely sounds stupid. And this is like, and I think the reason it bothers me, because like, in like, let's say Ryusoulgers, I wouldn't have cared as much because, you know, it's like, Ryusoulgers was kind of silly. It took itself seriously, sort of, but it also wasn't like an overly serious setting. They were soldiers, but it was about like being brave and, you know, and it's like, all right, whatever. But Ryusoulgers is like, oh, we're fucking like knights of the Ryusoul clan trying to protect the earth, and these people are dying, and like all this is happening, and it's like, oh, but by the way, we're just gonna have like, oh, ski, Vision Soul. I absolutely hate that. That is the worst. I also think the opening and ending aren't like that good. I think they're like extraordinarily average. And to be quite honest, I'm kind of over the dancing endings. I actually really liked it when they were first introduced, but like every ending since then has been a dancing. Almost every ending since then, if we've gotten one, has been a dancing ending. And quite frankly, I don't think most of them have been that great. So you could just stop with that, my guy. Like, you know. Also, I don't know if I didn't address this. If I sound funny, it's because my nose is stuffed. I think it's allergies. There's pet dander everywhere. I have like 2 cats. It's just be that way sometimes, man. And I thought I was like the only one who felt this way. I mean, there have been people online, but I don't really bother. Not to say I don't bother with people online, but like, there's gonna be people with different opinions than you no matter where you go. Even if you think, oh yeah, there's no way anyone could like Ninjas or Kamen Rider Ghost, there's always gonna be someone. But another friend of mine who, you know, we talk and we watch Toku and stuff, they were watching Ryusoulger, and they've watched like almost as many episodes as me because we've been watching it together. And he's like, wow, I have no vibes with this. Like, this is not clicking like at all. And it's true, because for some reason, I guess maybe because toy sales, I don't know, but because like, Super Sentai has not really been doing really great with toy sales and stuff, and there's been a lot of speculation that they brought dinosaurs back, even though we had dinosaurs not that long ago with Ryusoulgers. And normally they wait like a certain period of time before repeating, you know, like a Sentai, like a theme. So, you know, with the Zoo Ranger, you know, Dinosaur Zoo Ranger, Abba Ranger, the Ryusoulger, and then not too long from Ryusoulger, now we have Ryusoulger. Even though it should have been, like other people said, dragon themed, because like Ryu is like dragon, so it should have really been like dragon themed instead of dinosaur themed, which sounds weird, but we got like Phantom Thieves and Cops last season, so I don't know why we wouldn't, you know, why can't we have a dragon theme? But dinosaur themed stuff tend to sell well, which is why people think they brought it back. I don't know how it's selling, I haven't checked, but like, my guy, this is really not fun. Like the mechs and the mech battles, someone brought it up, they do look cooler, I'll put that out there, and they do look better overall, but really, like, the whole show, I don't think is that great, because they went into like, ooh, lol territory very quickly from the first episode, even though the first episode was mostly serious, so I don't know why they did that. To be frank, the first episode of anything, whether it's an anime or whatever, unless they're trying to trick us, it should reflect what the show's going to be like. You know, sometimes first episodes Sometimes shows have a first episode or maybe even a first couple episodes to lure us into a false sense of security before shit starts happening. You know, like the ending of Gakugarashi is supposed to be a plot twist for the like, and really the ending of the first episode is what sets the tone for the rest of the show. The whole episode does, but like specifically the twist and like, oh, there's actually other stuff going on. Madoka Magica and Gaim, the plot was written by the same guy, Urobuchi, Gen Urobuchi, known as the Uro Butcher because he tends to kill off people. He wrote Madoka Magica and Kamen Rider Gaim. They have a lot of similar story elements in which there's kind of a peaceful beginning that lulls you into a peaceful beginning that lures you into a false sense of security, or at least, expectations, and then shit starts happening and stuff like that. But like Ryusoulger, it didn't feel like that. Ryusoulger, it was just like, hey, kind of not dead serious, because again, Sentai very rarely is a dead serious, but like semi-serious first episode about being a Ryusoulger, Ryusoul Knight, whatever, and then it kind of just goes into funny territory very quickly, I think. And I really don't like that. I really didn't like that. I wanted something different. It feels like they're playing it really safe and not just with the dinosaurs. I'm talking about characters. The characters are so milquetoast and bland and like average as fuck that it really doesn't, it feels like they're putting absolutely no effort into this. These characters have no personality. Red is just, he's Red. He's like, hey, let's do this. He's friendly. He's like, just a Red, Pink, like I said, people underestimate. She's probably gotten some of the most characterization, but it still hasn't been great. It's been like she likes to eat barbecue, barbecue meat that's been barbecued, but probably just meat in general. She's strong sometimes. We really only see that strength in one place in one episode. And she's easily underestimated, but like also is sort of stupid and kind of sucks. And I say that specifically because there's a scene where like she figures out who the monster is, nobody's paying attention to her, but then she just like goes and finds him and confronts him and doesn't like call for backup or doesn't do anything. She's kind of like fights it and loses, and she loses like fucking immediately. I just didn't really like the way the episode really panned out for her. And what do I name? I said yellow, I said pink, I said red, I said pink. Blue, don't know really shit about Blue other than he's supposed to be the smart one. He's like wisdom or whatever, but he really doesn't seem as smart as he should be. Like, the smart one, that's all I got. He's serious, he doesn't like messing around, and smart. That's about it right now. Admittedly, it's been 13 episodes, but we're already getting another character, and like, I don't know anything about these characters, so it kind of bothers me, honestly. Green, I think Green is probably the worst one. Green's just like, he's a kid. He's a kid, and he looks up to his brother and kind of defers to his brother. And there was like a hinting of like something going on with them in the last episode, and that's hopefully going to be expanded upon later. But you can argue based on some episodes that he's sort of impulsive and kind of rash in some ways. And also, he's quick. I wouldn't say he's quick to change his mind, but at the very least, he's open to other ideas, considering when Red's like, hey, you shouldn't be doing things this way, you should do things this other way, when they first meet up and they're, Tally beat the Minosaurs and stuff. Green is open to the idea, although he's initially just kind of like, hey, you suck, don't be a baby, but then he realizes, oh wait, actually, maybe we're in the wrong, and he's open to that idea or whatever. Bamba, I actually like Bamba the most. He's the Black Ranger, and it's weird because, like, he doesn't get a lot either. He's just, like, mostly serious, but I feel like I like him because he acts like the way I thought they were all gonna act. Like, yeah, he has his weird moments, I guess, but he's also very serious, and he's very much like, hey, don't listen to this person, they're just lying to us, let's fight this monster, let's do this. Like, he's always very serious, but I like his style, and I think his character actually fits what I think the show should have been, or at least should have been like more. The comedic moments I never fully expect to leave, but I thought it should have been more serious than it has been for the last 13 episodes. And we're gonna be getting the I don't know, I think I heard he was a prince or something, I don't know. We're gonna be getting our new ranger, who I think is Ryusoul Gold or Ryusoul whatever, and I'm not really sure what to expect, but I'm optimistic, I suppose. Overall, I think Ryusoulger's been pretty bad. Not like Ninja bad, because Ninja bad was really fucking rough. But it's still been kind of rough. It hasn't really been too great, especially coming off of, I believe, Pot Ranger versus Lupin Ranger was what was the predecessor to this, and I actually really liked that one. I wouldn't say it's one of my favorites, but I think it's better than mediocre. It's like higher up than some of these have been. So yeah, this is all I wanted to say for this quickie little review. It's been more like a first impressions or first view or whatever. I'm scared, but I will finish this because that's what I do. That's just what I do. But that's what I do. I'm going to finish it. I got to watch it. But it's not going to get finished anytime soon because I'm only going to be watching a little bit at a time with my friend. I'm not even going to mess with it, man. I don't care about this show enough to binge it. So, yikes. I'll get back to you guys once I actually finish it as well so I can give my final thoughts on Ryusoulger. It'll totally be after the new series comes out, Kira Major or whatever, because I am absolutely not rushing this. But anyway, let me know your thoughts on Ryusoulger, whether it's the end, no spoilers, but just like general thoughts, or if you're not finished, where you are. Just tell me how you feel about it, or just your overall thoughts or whatever about the characters. Anyway, I guess I'll talk to you guys later.